Hi there, I'm Kestner. Welcome to Next Level Yoga. Today's class is a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got some stretch, we've got some flow, got some balance and coordination work. And for that, you might like to have a block. We're doing balancing half moon, and that just makes your arm a little bit longer. If you like this class, I'd appreciate it if you'd maybe give it a thumbs up or make a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. For that, I would be eternally grateful. So let's get started. Find yourself a comfortable seated position. And start to settle in, roll the shoulders around. Take a nice big inhale, and as you do, stretch your spine up. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders down and back and begin to close down your eyes. And kind of wiggle the jaw, unfurrow the brow, and begin to settle in. And start to focus on your breath. Notice your inhale, pause it at the top, and then notice the exhale. There's a variety of ways that you can focus on the breath. You can silently say to yourself, inhale, and then exhale. Or you can count. Inhale 1, exhale 2. Or maybe you have a little phrase you like to say to yourself. Whatever it is that helps you focus on the breath, use that little trick. For 60 seconds, we're going to intensely focus on our breath. And each time that the mind wanders, and it will, you're going to gently bring your attention back to your breath. And each time you do, it's like a little bicep curl for your brain and your concentration. So for 60 seconds, tune everything out. Focus on your breath, starting now. And 10 more seconds. And then relax your attention and just notice what thoughts begin to pop back into your mind. When you're ready, begin to blink your eyes open, reach your hands behind you, and with a big, slow inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, turn the palms out and press the air down, reaching behind you again. On the inhale, sweep it up. On the exhale, press it down. One more inhale up. Pause here, bend the elbows, bring them down, level with the shoulders, and look to your left. Now begin to rotate your shoulders in that direction, gently turning the spine. Inhale back to center. And on the exhale, rotate the other way. Belly button stays pointed forward. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the left again. This time pause. Reach the arms out long and float them down. Bringing that front arm across to rest on your knee or the outside of your leg. Use that back hand to prop you up. Get a little taller. Now lift your back hand up for the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Stay here or begin to lean into it. Holding onto that leg, reaching away. If this is too much, bend your elbow. Take some of the pressure and the intensity off. Take one more breath here. And then bring it back to the top. Lower that hand down. Bring everything back to the front. Now reach behind you again. Take another big inhale, sweep it up overhead. And on the exhale, bend your elbows and bring them down to a 90-degree bend. Look to your right and begin to rotate your shoulders in that direction. Inhale back to the center. And as you exhale, rotate the other way. Inhale it back to the center. And then take it to your right again. Reach the arms out long, float them down, come into that seated twist again. Prop up that back shoulder. Take a breath in. Let it go. Lift that back hand up and over your head. Reach, 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 reach. And then begin to lean into it. You can keep the arm long, you can bend the elbow, or you can just stay up here if that doesn't feel good today. Take a breath here. And then we'll bring it back. And slowly lower that hand down. Bring everything back to the front. Lift your knees up. Still crossed at the ankles, reach through your legs. Grab the fronts of your shins or your knees, wherever it works, and tuck your tail under. Now hold on tight and begin to drop your chin into your chest and lean back. Holding on so you don't roll onto your back like a turtle. Feel that big stretch across the upper back. Now with an inhale, sit up, lift the center of your chest. And then exhale, sink back into that seated cat stretch. Let's do that one more time. On the inhale, sit up, lift the chest. And then exhale, slow, drop your chin. Let's bring it back up to center. And we'll come on over to hands and knees. We're heading to child's pose. So you can take your knees a little wider than your hips, or a lot wider than your hips if you prefer. Begin to lower down onto the elbows and then sinking the hips in the direction of the heels, knowing that you're going to meet resistance, knowing that the ankles, the knees, the quads might put up a little bit of a fight. Lower your head down. You're going to meet that resistance with just a quiet resolve. You're not going to back away, but you're also not going to push through any further than feels useful. Now take a big breath into your back ribs. Feel your back ribs expand on the inhale. And then as you exhale, let your belly sink down, releasing the low back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale into the back ribs. And exhale, sink and relax your belly. 1 more time, inhale. And a slow exhale. And lift your face up and walk your hands over to the right. Leaving your left hand on the mat, bring your right hand back near your foot. Palm flip to the ceiling and rest your head down. Now slide that left hand a little higher up. And that big stretch up the left side, and take a breath into that left side of the body. Inhale. Blow it out slow. We'll do that again. And let it go. Bring the right hand back up to the top, and we'll walk it over to the left side this time. Drag that left hand back by your foot, flip it up, allow that left shoulder to roll forward and down. Slide this right hand a little higher. And drop your head. Take 3 slow breaths into that right side of the rib cage. One more breath here. And as you finish that breath, lift on up. I don't know about you, but my feet are asleep, so let's come back to all fours. Bring your knees back in underneath you, lift your feet up, roll them around, snap, crackle, pop, wiggle your toes, get some feeling back in your feet. And when you're on speaking terms with them again, go ahead and drop your feet down. Drop your head and begin to lift the center of your back into that cat stretch, pushing the ground away. Sway it from side to side a little bit. See if there's any spots that feel stuck in the upper back. We've spent a little time on it now, so hopefully it feels pretty good. And come to center and slowly begin to lower your belly. And as you do, begin to lift your face. Look up and take a breath in. As you exhale, round it out. Bring your chin towards your chest. Tuck your tail in under you. Cat stretch. Inhale to cow pose. Dropping the belly, lifting the face. Slow exhale to that cat stretch. One more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. This time when you make it to cat stretch, let your hips move back a little bit. Draw some of the weight out of your wrists. Take it more into your shoulders than your mid-back. And then release. Come to a neutral spine, a flat back. Begin to tuck your toes under. Lift one knee and then the other. Drop your head. Now continue to lift your hips on up. And just gently pedal the heels, starting to wake up the feet, the lower legs. Just march it around a little bit, maybe turn the hips. And when you're ready, start to shuffle the feet up towards the wrists. Coming into ragdoll, bringing your knees up and under your belly, letting your belly rest down on your legs. Drop your head, look through your knees, and maybe sway it out or maybe just be still. Just allow the weight to spill forward into your toes a little bit. And sway it out if you need to. Tuck your chin in so the back of your neck can be long. And then start to walk your hands to the right. Trying to find that QL muscle, the side of the low back. So bring your hands over to the right and let your hips shift left a little bit. Let your head just hang and take a breath here. And then we'll do that on the other side. Walk the hands through center, over to the left. Shift your hips a little to the right. Drop your head and take a breath. And then start to bring it back to center. Crawl the hands up the legs and to the thighs and gently begin to push the thighs back. Straightening out the legs. And as you do, lift and lower your shoulders. Notice the difference the height of the shoulders has on the hamstring stretch. Draw a breath in when you find that perfect spot to stop in. And try to relax on that exhale. Rebend your knees. Slide down the shins. Drop your head. And take your arms wide. And begin to rise up to standing nice and slow. Take your time. There is no rush. Reach up overhead, relax your shoulders down, maybe rocking your feet a little bit, and take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Lift up just a little, and on the exhale, lean to your right. And then slowly bring it back to the center. Change your grip, grab your right wrist, take a breath in as you lift up gently, and then lean to your left. Let the air go. Inhale back to the center, let go of your wrist, bend your knees, turn your palms out, and with a long flat back, slowly swan dive down to the ground. And drop your head. Let's take a halfway lift here. Slide your hands up your legs until you can get your legs straight, and that might be at the shins, the knees, the thighs. And then lift your face to flatten out your back. Rebend your knees and slide back down, dropping your head. Walk your fingertips out in front of your toes and then step your left foot as far back as you can. Stay on your fingertips as you bend and gently straighten that front knee. And flatten out your hands. Begin to drag that right foot back and kick it free behind you. Three-legged dog. As you lift the leg up, you can roll the ankle a little. This first rotation is all about just loosening and limbering. Now bring that knee in towards your chest and step it onto the mat. Let's spin the back foot flat, wherever it lands kind of naturally. And then you can either crawl up your legs or take your arms wide. One way or another, stand up. Reach up into warrior one. Maybe bend and straighten that front knee. Warrior one, the hip bones are going to be aimed at the short edge of the mat. And then look to your left. Rotate your hips and your shoulders and your chest to the left. Maybe adjust that back foot and then level off your arms. Look back out over your front arm. Warrior two. Flip that front palm up. Reach forward slightly and then reach for the ceiling. Reverse warrior. Take a breath. Then we're going to cartwheel the hands forward into the mat, framing that front foot. Lift up that back heel. Now begin to drag this right foot back and kick it free behind you. In the three-legged dog and lower it back down. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward into plank on the toes or on the knees. And then we'll slowly lower down onto our bellies. Untuck your toes. Reach out long through your legs, and with an inhale, peel up to cobra pose. On the exhale, lower it back down. Strong move as you push the ground away. Walk your knees up under you. Tuck your toes, drop your head, and with an inhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up. Take a breath in, and blow it out at your feet. Your left foot. On the inhale, lift it up behind you, three-legged dog. Roll that ankle around. Swing the knee in, step the foot down, spin the back foot flat. Crawl up that leg or just rise up to standing, reaching up, hips pointing towards the short edge of the mat, warrior one. Look to the right, open up to the right, adjust your back foot, warrior two. Flip that front palm. Reach forward and then up to the ceiling, reverse warrior. Take a breath. And then we'll cartwheel the hands forward into the mat. Going to lift up that back heel. So all your toes are pointing forward. Now gently bend and straighten this front knee. It helps to be on your fingertips here. A little bounce in that back foot. And then we'll step or drag it to the top. Sitting the hips back and down. Bring the hands onto the knees. Chair pose. Gently push your body away from your legs. Reach back with your tailbone. And we'll do that again. Straighten out the legs. Drop the hands. With an inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Grab your left wrist. And as you exhale, lean to the right. Inhale to the center. Change the grip. And as you exhale, lean to the left. Inhale to the center. And as you exhale, bend your knees, turn your palms out, and swan dive to the ground. Inhale to that halfway lift. And exhale to forward fold. Walk your fingertips out in front of your toes. This time your right foot steps way back into that lunge, shifting forward and back. Then flatten out your hands. Begin to drag that left foot back, kick it free. Three-legged dog, any height that feels good to you, roll the ankle. Swing the knee in, step the foot down, spin the back foot flat. Find your breath as you inhale, rise up to warrior one. And as you exhale, open up to warrior two. Flip that front palm and with an inhale, reverse warrior. And on the exhale, hands to the ground. Flatten out your hands. Drag that back, the left foot back and kick it free. Bring it down to the mat. And with an inhale, come to plank on the toes or the knees. As you exhale, lower. You can go part way or all the way down. You can inhale to cobra or all the way to upward facing dog. Lower it back down onto your belly. Push yourself up and off the ground. Walk your knees up under you. Tuck your toes and with an inhale, downward facing dog. Your right foot lifted up behind you, three-legged dog. Swing the knee in, step the foot down, spin the back foot flat. On the inhale, rise up, warrior one, and blow it out. Open up to the side, warrior two. Flip that front palm, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands to the mat. Lift that back heel, lunge. Start to play around with lifting your face in this lunge. Create a little bounce in that back foot. Step or drag it to the top. Sit your hips back and down, coming into chair, hands on the knees, or reaching out from the chest. Straighten your legs, drop your hands, inhale right into your flow. Reach up, grab that left wrist, blow it out as you lean right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, lean left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back to lunge. Flatten your hands, drag your right foot back, kick it for a three-legged dog. Swing the knee in, step the foot down, spin the foot flat. Find your breath. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lift up that back heel. Drag that right foot back and kick it free, three-legged dog. Step it down to the mat. As you inhale, hinge it forward to plank on the toes or knees, and as you exhale, lower partway or all the way down. On the inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. On the exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Blow it out right at your legs. And on the inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Swing your knee in, step your foot down, spin your back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel those arms forward. Lift up that back heel, lift up your face, push into that back heel, and then step it to the top. Sit your butt back and down, and with an inhale, reach into chair. Last time through. Inhale, stand up, sweep it up, grab that left wrist, blow it out strong as you lean to the right. Inhale to the center, exhale to the left. Inhale to the center, exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back, lunge. Flatten your hands, drag that left foot back, kick it free, three-legged dog. Swing that knee in, step that foot down. Spin the back foot flat. One more time. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Drag that left foot back, kick it free, three-legged dog. Step it down and find your breath. Inhale to plank. Last one. Exhale, lower partway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Blow it out at your legs. Right foot. Inhale, lift it up. Finish strong. Exhale, bring that knee in and step that foot down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands forward and lift up that back heel. Lift up your face, create a little bounce, step it to the top. Sit your butt down. Inhale to chair, finish strong. Straighten your legs, drop your hands. Sweep your arms up and overhead. As you press your palms, bring your thumbs down in front of your chest or your belly or wherever feels most natural for you. If it's okay with your balance, close your eyes. Maybe adjust anything that needs adjusting. And just let that needle that's in the center of your head that's spinning around from all that up and down kind of settle into the center. Let's work on the core while we're bringing it all down. So reach your arms up overhead. Sit your hips back. Think bar stool more than chair. Reaching the tailbone back, but not getting so much into the quads. Press the palms together. Reach fingertips up. So you're opening up the obliques here. Now keep your arms straight and slowly bring your hands down to the ground. Bringing your ribs down to your thighs or your hips. and start to swing your arms up behind you. Now you can interlace all of your fingers, or you can just hook your index fingers together behind your back. Drop your head. Option to lift the knuckles towards the ceiling to get that chest stretch, but it's not necessary. And then we'll put our hands, rest them on the low back. Now tuck your tail under you. Draw your belly button tightly into your spine and begin to slowly roll up. Standing up. As you get a little taller, lift your shoulders into your ears and roll them back and down as you lift your chin and stretch out the front of the belly. Maybe nudge the hips forward with the hands and release. Let's try that one more time. Reach your arms up. Sit your hips back. Press your palms together. Maybe cross your thumbs. Reach up a little higher. Lock out in the elbows and slowly bring the hands down. Draw the belly button in. Bring the ribs towards the fronts of the hips. When you hit the ground, sweep your hands up behind you and hook whatever you want to together. Drop your head. Lift the knuckles to the ceiling, option, and then bring them down to rest. Bring your tail under you. Squeeze the belly button in tight to the spine and begin to stand up, pressing into your feet. Drawing your shoulders up into your ears, rolling them back and down as you look up overhead. Lift your chin and release. Come to the top of your mat. If you're using a block, you're going to want to put it up at the upper left-hand corner on its tallest setting like that. Just helps make your arm a little longer, gets the center of balance where it needs to be so you can extend out a little longer. So we'll start by sliding the left foot forward. Bend your knee. Option to leave your toe there or lift your knee up to hip height. Let's reach the arms up and overhead, one-legged mountain. This sequence is designed to challenge your brain and body connection. So bring your hands down. Begin to lean forward. Reach your left foot behind you. You can put it on the mat or lift it away, maybe all the way up to hip height. Move your hands where they need to be. I know airplane pose is supposed to be like this, but I prefer you move them where they need to be for your balance. Slowly lower your back foot down, find the ground. Begin to settle in. Move this front foot over to the right just a little. Gently press down into your hips, ground through your legs. And when you're settled into your legs, reach your arms up over your head. Relax your shoulders. Now your right hand, identify which one's your right one. It's this one. Reach it forward and then drop it down. Begin to look to the right. Bring your left arm down in front of your chest. Sweep that right arm up behind you. Maybe get a little lower and take a breath. And then drop that back hand. Bring it forward. And when it passes this left hand, lift them both up. This time look up. Maybe reach back a little bit. And then slowly float the hands down to the ground. Now this is where you'll put your left hand on the block if you're using it. If you're not, just put your fingertips, stay up on your fingertips outside the top of your mat. Drag your back foot forward a little and begin to lift it up behind you. And take this right hand right under your shoulder. Now you can stay right here until you get this down, or start to move your right hand out to the side. Watch it as it goes, and maybe you'll lift it up. Maybe you'll lift it all the way to shoulder height. Trying to level off your shoulders, level off your hips. Pause. And then lower the hand if it's lifted. Lower your foot to the ground, drop your head so you can see your foot and spin it flat to the mat. So you're looking right into the arch of your foot. From here, you can either crawl up your front leg or push the ground away. We're going to make our way up to warrior two. Hands on the hips to start, and let's get the feet right. Roll along the outer edge of that foot. Knee is tracking over the baby piggy toe, keeping the outer hip engaged. Now extend the arms out long and settle in here. Your back hand, bring it forward and rest it on your front shoulder. And then wrap the other arm around so your elbows are stacked. You can stay right here, or you can take eagle arms, bringing the palms towards one another, maybe catching the thumb with the index finger or bringing the palms flat together. Sink into that front knee a little more, like that opening in the center of the upper back. Lift the elbows up slightly And then bring the elbows down as you round the upper back, tucking your chin in. Come back to center and untangle your arms. Reach them out long. Straighten out that front leg. That should feel better. And bring your back hand behind your back. The back side of your hand against the waistband of your pants, maybe sliding towards that right hip. And begin to reach forward. Now drop this right hand down and just let it land where it wants to land. Don't worry about where it should be. It shouldn't be to the floor. Anywhere on your leg is fine. Your left shoulder, begin to lift it up and roll it back. So you're really opening your chest out to the side. And you can stay right here in this perfect alignment. Or without moving the shoulders, swing that left hand free and reach for the ceiling. Triangle pose. Now we'll bring that left hand down onto the side. If you lifted it, if it's behind your back, bring it onto your left side. Look at your right knee and begin to bend it over top of the ankle. Your right hand's either going to reach out beyond your mat or take your block in your right hand. Bring it right under your shoulder and drag that back foot up. That's the important part, is bringing that back foot in a little bit. Once you're steady, begin to kick this foot. Maybe just work on this today. If you can kick it up to hip height, great, stay there. If you're able to, lift your left hand off your hip and reach for the ceiling. Final piece of the puzzle will be to turn your face and look out to the side, balancing half moon. This is not easy. And then we'll deconstruct. Bring the hand back onto the side. Bend your standing knee. Lower that foot. Flatten out that back foot. Now flip the front palm. Reverse warrior is our destination. Reach forward and then lift up. Reaching for the ceiling. Reaching up, maybe reaching back a little bit. And then from here, we'll melt forward and down, resting the forearm onto the front leg, reaching that left hand for the ceiling, looking out to the side, or maybe reach over your head if you want a little more. Take a breath. Let's bring that left hand down to the mat, and then the right. Pivot your back foot so your hips are squared, maybe give it a little bounce. And then we'll step that back foot to the top, turning the toes out onto the floor, leaving your heel on the mat. Do the same thing with your right foot. Begin to crawl up your legs and kind of lean from side to side. Make sure there's nothing pinched in there in the hip joints. And start to work the arms down. Maybe resting on the tops of the thighs or bringing them to the insides of the knees and press the palms together. Maybe you can get a little lower, bringing the thumbs and the sternum together. You can stay right here with hips high, or let your butt become really heavy as you sink down and your face lifts up into the quiet dignity of upright frog. Take a breath here. Fingertips come to the mat. Drop your head, lift your hips up and out of that compression. Now bring the toes back onto the mat. Bend one knee and sway to that side, and bend the other, and sway the other way. Let your head drop. And start to tick-tock the feet in to hip distance. I'm right under you. Begin to reach the arms out to the side, and we're going to rise up. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So reach up tall and relax your shoulders down. Slide your right foot forward, bend your knee. Stay here or lift your knee to hip height, one-legged mountain. Soften your left leg. Let your hands drift down. Begin to lean forward. Begin to reach your foot back. Maybe you'll just put your foot on the mat, or maybe you'll lift that back foot into airplane. Anywhere between the ground and hip height. Move the hands where they need to be. And then slowly lower your back foot down. Let's work that left foot over a little bit to the left. Imagine I'm pressing down on your shoulders, or you're holding heavy weights. So you're sinking in to the hip joints. You're bringing the hip and the femur together. Then hands above the head. Take a breath in. Your left hand is going to reach forward. Then you're going to drop it down. Bring your right hand forward. Look to the left. And then if you want to, sweep that arm up behind you. You can always leave it down or resting on your wrist. Try to get a little lower. Twist. Now drop the back hand. Bring it back forward. As it passes your right hand, lift them both up. Reach up. Reach back into a crescent lunge. And then slowly bring the hands down into the mat. Then we'll put the right hand on the block or fingertips out beyond the mat as you drag the back foot forward and lift it up. Left hand will come out off the mat as well. So your hands are right under your shoulders. Stay right here or slide that left hand out to the side. Watch it as it goes. Maybe lift it up to shoulder height and pause. Flattening the back, reaching out through the toes and the fingers. And then slowly bringing that left hand down if you took it out. Bend your knee. Bring that back foot down. Spin it flat. Drop your head so you're looking right at it. Your big toe is pointed at the long edge of the mat. And then you can climb up your front leg or you can push the ground away. We're going to make our way to Warrior Two. Put your hands on your hips and roll along the outer edge of that foot, lifting the arch of the foot off the mat, engaging this outer hip, and then extend the arms out long. Take a breath. Now your back hand. Bring it up and rest it on your front shoulder. Wrap the other one around. Keep the elbows stacked or take eagle arms, bringing the palms together. Begin to lift the elbows up. Sink into that front knee a little more. And then lower the elbows down, rounding the upper back. And we'll slowly bring it back to center. Untangle your arms. Reach them out long as you straighten out your front leg. Your back hand comes behind your back. You'll reach forward and then drop that hand down. Now roll this right shoulder up and back, opening up the chest. You can stay here. You can swing that arm free without moving your shoulder. Triangle pose. And from triangle, bring your hand down onto your side. Bend your front knee, reach out, grab that block or fingertips to the ground, drag your back foot up. When you're ready, start to kick this right foot. Play around with it. When you feel like you've got balance there and you can kick it up to hip height and stay, maybe you stay here today. If you're here, the next step is to reach the hand for the ceiling. And if you're here, turn your face out to the side. Take a breath. Then we'll break it down. Bring the hand down onto your side. Bend your knee, lower your back foot. Ground down through your feet, flip your front palm, reverse warrior, nice and slow. Lift up, reach up, and then reach back. And then we'll bring it forward and down, bringing that forearm to rest on your front leg, reaching that right hand up or over. Take a breath. Bring that right hand to the ground. And then the left will lift up and pivot on the ball of the back foot. This time, flatten out your hands and drag this left foot back to downward facing dog. Lift your tailbone, drop your head. Begin to bend your knees, bringing them down to the mat. Child's pose. Sink your hips back in the direction of your heels. Lower down, drop your head, or maybe bring your hands in, make a little pillow, and just take a break. Breathe. So here's the plan. We're going to do all of that again. A little bit faster, but not unmanageably fast. And I'd like you to focus on the transitions, the places in between, not so much the perfection of a pose because there is no perfect pose, but how you command your body to get from one place to the other with as much grace and dignity as you can muster. So play around with it and please try to have a little fun. Begin to make your way to all fours and tuck your toes. Lift your hips as you drop your head. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the top. Take a halfway lift when you get there, just to reset your spine. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, forward fold. Here we go. Inhale, begin to rise up. Reach up overhead as you slide your left foot forward. Bend your knee, one-legged mountain. Drop your hands. Reach forward, lean forward, reach your foot behind you, airplane. Lower your back foot down. Settle into your hips. Settle into that lunge, and then with an inhale, reach up overhead. As you blow the air out, the right hand will come down. You'll look right and you'll take that twist. And then bring it back. Inhaling, lifting both hands up and overhead. Look up, maybe reach back and blow it out as you bring the hands down to the mat. Left hand onto the block or out beyond the mat. Lift that back foot up behind you. Revolved half moon. Slide that right hand out to the side. Maybe lift it up to shoulder height. Then pause. And then bring it right back down. Lower your back foot. Spin it flat. And push the ground gently away or crawl up your leg. Find your way into warrior two. Bring your back hand forward, rest it on your shoulder. Wrap the other around, maybe take eagle arms, optional. With an inhale, lift the elbows up. With an exhale, round your back and lower the elbows down. Bring it back to center. And untangle your arms. Reach them out long, straighten out your front leg. Swing your back hand behind your back. Reach forward and drop that front hand down. Now roll your shoulder open. Stay here or swing that hand free. Reach into triangle pose. Well, I'll bring the left hand onto the left side or the left hip and bend that front knee. Reach out beyond the mat, grab the block if you're using it. Drag your back foot up. Maybe we lift the foot up today to hip height. Maybe you reach the left hand up for the ceiling. Maybe you look out to the side, stopping at any place that works for you today. Bring that hand back down. Bend your standing knee and lower your back foot. Flip your front palm to the ceiling. With an inhale, reverse your warrior. And blow it out with a nice, slow, melting exhale. Come into side angle. Bring that left hand to the ground, and then the right. Lift up your back heel. Create a little bounce in the back foot as you step to the top. Turn your toes out. Come up about halfway as you move a little from side to side, and then start to work your way into that upright frog. Take a breath in. As you exhale, option to sink the hips or keep a flat back. Halfway done. Fingertips to the ground. Drop your head. Lift your hips. Bring your toes onto the mat. This time grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Swing your arms like a pendulum. Drop your head. All right, we're going to finish strong on that right side. Drop your hands, tick-tock your feet in. Here we go. Inhale, rise up. Reach up and relax your shoulders. Slide the right foot forward and lift your knee. One-legged mountain breath in. Exhale into airplane. Reach that foot back. Lower the back foot. Find your way into that lunge, and with an inhale, arms up. High lunge. As you exhale, left arm comes down. Look left and twist. Inhale, back up. Reach both hands up. Maybe a crescent lunge, reaching back, looking up. And then hands to the mat. Right hand onto the block, drag that foot up. Begin to lift your foot up behind you. Slide that left hand out to the side and maybe come to that revolved half moon. Bring the left hand down. Bend your standing knee, flatten out your back foot. Warrior two is the destination. Make your way there. Reach your arms out long. One more time, back hand to front shoulder. Wrap it around, option for eagle arms. Sink into that front knee, and with an inhale, lift the elbows. With the exhale, round the back and bring the elbows down as low as you want to. Bring it back to center. Untangle your arms, reach them out and straighten that front leg. Swing your hand behind you, reach forward and drop it down. Roll that right shoulder up and back. Stay here or swing the arm to freedom for triangle. Bend your front knee, bring your hand down onto your side. Reach out for the floor or the block. Begin to drag that back foot up. That's important. I'm going to kick that back foot. Maybe kick it to hip height and pause. Maybe reach the right arm for the ceiling. Maybe look out to the side. Bring your hand down. We are almost there. Bend your standing knee, lower your back foot. Flip your front palm, slowly come up to reverse warrior. Use that core strength. And then with a big exhale, melt into side angle. Bring that right hand to the mat. And then the left. Pivot and square your hips. Drag your left foot back to downward facing dog. Pausing here to lift the tailbone a little higher as you really drop your head and shake it out. And then come down to all fours. We are going to head to pigeon pose. If you know you prefer to do pigeon on your back, you go right there right now. Otherwise, bring your right knee forward towards your right wrist. Kick your right foot under you until your ankle is more comfortable. Start to inch your knee back. If you're on your back, it'll be right ankle onto left knee. Begin to lower down onto your elbows. Now you can use the block and rest your head on it. But take a second to lift your mid back up. Take a breath in, maybe tuck your chin. And as you exhale, really allow yourself to sink down into those hip joints. Make sure that back toe is untucked. And then find a way to support your head. Either bringing your hands to your head or bringing your head down to your hands, maybe stacked fists, maybe flattened hands. Or if you're very flexible, you can slide your arms off the top of the mat and bring your forehead all the way down. Now, if you've gotten here and this is incredibly uncomfortable and you don't know the modification, or the other people who went right to their back, you're going to go there. You're going to come onto your back. And you're going to place your right ankle on your left knee, and you'll guide your legs closer, maybe holding on to the outside of each thigh, or just maybe holding on to this left thigh. Or if you're really tight, just leave that foot on the ground. And wherever you are, whichever position you're in, take a very, very big, slow inhale and hold on to it for a 3 count. And then an absurdly long exhale. Let the air out slow. And as you do, settle in. You might notice that your edge has shifted. And if it has, that's where you're going to stay for the next 30 seconds. And 10 more seconds, one more breath, nice and slow. And blow it out. And begin to make your way back to all fours if you're face down. If you are on your back, just stay there for a few more breaths. And when you get to all fours, gently kick that right leg behind you, rotate your ankle, wiggle your toes, get some fresh blood in your knee and your ankle. We'll come to all fours. We'll take it to the other side. Slide the left knee up near your left wrist. Kick your foot in until your ankle's more comfortable. Begin to lower yourself down, untucking that back toe. Come down onto the elbows. If you'd like to use the block, it's fine to rest your forehead against. But before you settle in, lift your mid back and take a breath in. You're kind of subtly lifting out of the hip joints, and then with the exhale, settle down in. This is your edge. Stay here. If you're on your back, go ahead and change now. Change out the legs, settle in. If you're on your back, make sure that you're opening up your chest and you're relaxing your shoulders down and back. You're not rolling like a roly-poly bug or creating a turtle shell back. Instead, you're broad through your collarbones and you can breathe easily through your throat. Now, we've been here long enough for that involuntary clenching sensation to subside, so take that really long breath in, hold it for a 3 count, and then blow it out extremely slowly. And then just wherever you landed, settle here for the next 30 seconds. Close your eyes and breathe. If you need to do anything, focus on your exhales. With each exhale, you melt a little closer to the floor. You let a little of that tension go that maybe you feel in your hip or maybe your shoulders, maybe your face. Let something go with each exhale. And 10 more seconds, 1 more breath. And as you finish that breath, if you're face down, begin to make your way back to all fours. If you're on your back, stay there and we will all join you in about 10 seconds. So as you come to all fours, kick that left leg behind you, bend and straighten that knee, roll the ankle if you need to, and then start to make your way onto your back. As you come onto your back, you'll bend your knees and your feet will be on the mat. And we'll do an entire spinal massage here. So work your toes out, so your little toes are hanging off the edge of your mat. And drop your knees to one side and then bring them up through the center and drop them to the other. You're going to massage out that area around the sacrum and the tailbone, and the very lowest part of the lumbar spine. And then pause in the center and work your feet in a little closer. Now lift your feet and rest your hands on your knees, keeping your arms straight. Rock across, guide your knees from side to side as you rock across the very flat spot in the low back. And maybe you'll move your knees in more of a semicircle, a little smile there. And then we'll pause. And then bring your hands, adjust your grip, hands to the backs of the thighs, and hug your knees in a little tighter. Now you're rocking from side to side across the waistband of the pants, right? Where the lumbar and thoracic vertebrae come together. L1 and 2 and T12, that's what they're called. Rocking across there. If you need to stay in any of these one positions, if there's one of these that feels better than another and you want to stay a little longer, that's fine. Now lift your feet up so you can see your toes and bring your knees closer to you. Now you're rocking across your low ribs. Taking as many times as you need to, fast or slow, whatever works for you. This is a great thing to do at night before you go to bed. And then pause to bring your feet back down to the ground. Now you're going to wrap your arms around yourself. Your knees are bent, your feet are on the mat, and you're working your fingertips towards your shoulder blades as if you're giving yourself a very tight hug. Now lift your head just enough that you can rock across that space in between the shoulder blades. Now maybe you'll rock side to side or possibly in a circular motion, but you're just massaging out that area between the shoulder blades. And when that feels done, you pause and lay your head back down, and then just let your arms drop off to the sides like very heavy weights. That should feel good. Now begin to rock your head from side to side, getting your ear close to the mat on each side, and just do it as many times as you need to until you feel a little release in your neck. And we'll pause. Final relaxation. You can stretch your legs out long. And if you do, shake them out a little bit. Let the joints and the bones realign themselves. We'll take a second to lift the chest up. Readjust your shoulder blades. Let them close back down and gently rock your head. You can leave your arms out here to the side or bring them to rest on your belly. Whatever's comfortable for you, and then close your eyes. You made it. Become abundantly aware of the support of the floor underneath you. And just rest. That's all there is to do here. And begin to deepen your breath. Take a nice, easy breath in and blow it out as if you're blowing out a candle, maybe with a quiet little sigh to yourself. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and gently rock your head. Bend your knees and walk your feet back onto your mat if you stretched your legs out. And just very lazily sway your knees from side to side. And your right arm, begin to slide it to shoulder height and leave it there resting on the ground. And the next time your knees go right, roll right and onto your right side. You can use that right arm as a pillow, or you can cradle your head in your hands. Just close your eyes and take a moment to breathe. And whenever you feel ready, begin to make your way up to a comfortable seated position. And as you settle in there, interlace your fingers, flip your palms forward, stretch your arms out long and lower your chin down. Take one breath into those back ribs. And as you exhale, release and swing your arms back and down. Lean back into your fingertips and lift the center of your chest. Lift your chin. Take one breath. As you exhale, sit up tall. One more inhale as you reach the arms up and overhead. Press the palms and blow it out as you bring your hands down the center line. Thank you so much for joining me today for this class. Namaste.